Hi, co-op people. This is Scott, and I want to talk to you a little bit about Sabbath Saturday. What does it mean to practice Sabbath? Now, the Hebrew word Sabbath, it just simply means stop it. It isn't a real fancy word. When I see my kid doing something and they're not supposed to be doing it, I could actually holler Sabbath, and that would mean the same thing. Stop it, sort of thing. Now, uh, now, if you think about it, the Hebrew people, when the Sabbath was instituted by God, the Hebrew people had been slaves for 400 years. They were coming out of a slave culture. They'd been shaped by that way of thinking, way of perspective, way of doing themselves. So God wanted them to become more like Him. And if you can remember the creation story, on the seventh day, God rested. So this is what the Sabbath isn't a legal thing now. It's a gift. It's a gift to be unwrapped every seventh day and to be enjoyed. It's not about keeping some strict rules. It's more about a way to deepen our joy in the Lord and in the things of the Lord. So that's what the day is. Now I try to follow some principles, some guidelines, but again, some days I try to be very creative and venture off into new adventures and experiments of how to practice Sabbath that day. But I try to stay with some things that guide me for that day. Here's one of the things that I watch and look for. I stop. I use the word stop it. I stop work, I stop wanting, and I stop worrying. Now, when I talk about stopping work, what I'm talking about is that 6 days a week I am compelled to do things, either because I'm getting a paycheck for it or because they're just things that you have to do. And I call those things have tos. 6 days a week I have to do have tos. But on the Sabbath day, I get to do get tos. There are things that I get to do because it's Sabbath. Now, do you have a get to list? That's the thing. So when you come to Sabbath, instead of sitting and wondering what do I get to do today, why not have a get to list? Like, for example, on my get to list is riding my motorcycle. Or I'm on my get to list is to read a little on a popular novel because I love to read. Um, a get to on my get to list is connecting with friends and family that I haven't got a chance to speak to because I was working all week and I had missed them, and so I get to reconnect with them. And one of the things that we're doing right now as a family is we're playing ping pong together. We have a ping pong tournament uh, every weekend, a Latham Nation ping pong tournament. And right now I'm in the top 10. There's only 8 of us, but I'm in the top 10. So anyway, this is something that we get to do. It's not a have to. So Sabbath is stop work, stop the things you have to do. Um, Now, stop wanting. That to me means that it's a day that I practice gratitude. It's a day that I practice thankfulness. That I'm all day long, I'm expressing to God the thankfulness of different things that have come to me and how they have come to me. I'm thankful for my kids. I'm thankful for being a part of co-op. It's just as the day goes, I just spend the day being thankful, expressing gratitude towards God. And then I also do that towards others, towards people. Sometimes that's a thank you card. Sometimes that's a text. Sometimes it's a letter. I use that day it's not a have to, but it's a day I get to express my gratitude towards someone else. It's also a day that I try to work that the gratitude ought to lead me to this, but I try to practice contentment that I really don't need anything. I'm content with what I have been given and thankful for it. So it's a mindset where I'm trying to practice contentment. And then it's a day that I stop worrying. That may not be a problem for you, but worrying is a big issue for me. It's like almost like a spiritual gift, although it isn't the Holy Spirit giving the gift. You understand what I'm saying. But anyway, so I stop worrying. I don't let myself worry on the Sabbath. When I catch myself worrying, I stop it. The other side of that is that really is that I'm pushing myself to trust God more, particularly about the things that are causing worry in my life. Is just to stop and just say, I'm going to trust the Lord for that, and that somehow, some way, He's going to work that out. I try to grow in my trust on Sabbath day. Now, these are the three things. There's more, and there's more coming that I'm going to share with you, but hopefully these are helpful for you in getting some ideas on how to practice Sabbath. Be blessed, beloved, and hope that you're doing great in the distance socializing, and you're just finding creative ways to be and do yourself and be with others as well. Anyway, blessings to you, and God be with you. Bye-bye.